This is WILD Kyrgyzstan, where you'll find an endless wilderness of deep valleys, wild rivers, and snow-capped peaks towering above. We're heading deep into the heart of the Tien Shan mountains, into the territory of one of the world's most elusive and majestic creatures, the Snow Leopard. But this isn't just a journey into the wild. It's a story of survival, of both the land and the people who call it home. If you're just joining us, this is part 2 of our 3-part Kyrgyzstan series, covering our month-long journey through this incredible country. We had driven hundreds of kilometers on dirt trails, crossing over 2 high mountain passes and many rivers to get to this point. And soon, we'd be heading even further into the wilderness where the snow leopards roam. But more on that later. We still had a few more days of driving ahead of us. Last night it was such a clear night. All the stars were out. We could see the Milky Way. And we were hoping for a clear morning, but that has not happened. And there's more rain coming. So we've just quickly packed up and we are trying to decide what we're gonna do. Do we want to just wait it out up here in the mountains? Because we're at 4,000 meters. But it's pretty cold. The car and the trailer say that it's 3 degrees. Or do we want to go a little bit lower, wait the rain out, and then head up higher into the mountains, deeper into the mountains? So yeah, I don't know. We're gonna have a chat in the car where it's nice and warm and decide what we're gonna do. We decided to continue on and hope the weather improved, as we still had a lot of ground to cover. We were heading to Sarichat Nature Reserve, a place of great significance, but also somewhere very few venture to.
I can see snow. I saw the snow leopard first.
What can you see, Charlotte?
Yeah, no leopard. Look.
We're just driving down a track and Leah said she saw a big bird, but she didn't see the really big bird that was right in front of us. But unfortunately it looks like we scared it away, but it was eating some animal that's already been killed. And because we obviously look like a bigger animal, it's flown off. And it's just watching to see what we're going to do, but we're going to see if we can wait it out and it might come back. Here's a massive bird, big white wings. I mean, the size of a big eagle. Charlotte wants to carry it, but I think it's more likely the bird's going to carry Charlotte. You'd be a nice snack for that bird, Charlotte. Did you see it fly away? Oh, it's like a dinosaur.
I've never seen a big white one like that. I don't know what that is. Usually they're...
It was massive.
It was mostly... We managed to find some shelter from the wind for lunch. Only thing was, it was right next to a military checkpoint we were about to pass through, and they were not happy about us stopping there. There are 5 zones within Kyrgyzstan that require a border permit, and we'd need one for this checkpoint as it's very close to the Chinese border. Only the original with stamps and signatures can be used. These permits can take weeks, so we arranged ours before entering the country and picked them up in the city of Osh. So good thing I cooked double last night because I thought that either, it'd be too windy or, we might be in a rush. I didn't know what the weather was going to be like today, so I'm just really happy that we can have a quick lunch. I think also because we're really hungry. And the border guard has kind of given us a time limit and said we basically need to hurry up and eat. We can't just park here in front of the checkpoint. So we're having tacos, which is really nice. We haven't been able to find any of these tortillas anywhere. Look how big these tortillas are. We can't eat them this big, so we've had to break them up in half. Oh no. Okay, maybe don't show that.
Come on, how's the demo going? Show us how it works.
I think it has to be flat. It has to be flat to do it. I'm not doing this. Why is this so? You put the camera on and then it doesn't work. See?
Very nice.
Now we have a beautiful wrap. Huh? What do you think they use these for? Kebabs or something?
When going remote, we always try and make the most of the sun while it's out and charge the Jackery, our mobile battery.
We're reversing out of the lunch spot, which was in the shade from the wind, which was nice. And then we're heading to Snow Leopard country. We're not expecting to actually see any, but there's a reserve up here. And there's a high concentration of them up here, and this is also where the Snow Leopard Trust and Snow Leopard Foundation, Kyrgyzstan, does a lot of work. So we're going to go and immerse ourselves in the environment, which is very mountainous.
We'd met a few others along the way who had suggested we couldn't go much further than the checkpoint. And shortly after, we were thinking, maybe they were right, as we came to numerous dead ends. But we were confident, based on our contacts and research, that it was possible. In the end, we got around this tricky riverbed and onto a clearer track.
Because of the story we're doing here, and because we want to support and tell the story the best we can, we obviously want to go and immerse ourselves in the environment. We had talked to the Snow Leopard guys and they just said, look, it's possible, but there's lots of landslides. You might have to kind of build part of the road to get there. It's like a long way away and the landscape's just not worth it. Regardless of what everyone said about what was there or what wasn't there, we might have to build a road, or the scenery might not be that great, or it might be a real challenge with the family and the trailer. We wanted to just go and see the home of the snow leopard. You know, there's a large concentration of snow leopards in this area, and even though it is a bit of a trek, it's beautiful out here, and the track's fine. There's loads of wild camping opportunities. There's a lot of wildlife, a lot of birds. But yeah, we didn't quite make it to the village yesterday, but we are heading there now.
What's happening?
We were warned we might have to rebuild the road, so it doesn't look that bad. I think this will be fine. I just don't want to bottom out or do any unnecessary damage. I think that should be fine.
Ooh. Jesus. Ooh, that was rough. The middle bit. The middle bit between the car and the trailer. And then the actual trailer. You want to see it on the video? The whole trailer, like...
But the wheel went down here, didn't it? Where I wanted it to go.
Yeah, it was just the middle bit.
Just as it dropped.
The middle bit, yeah. I'll show you on the video.
Well,
I mean, it doesn't look like anything's damaged, does it?
no, but it looks pretty aggressive, didn't it?
It was aggressive.
I was watching it in the mirror thinking, oh, we clipped the back of our number plate.
Oh. Yeah, the trailer was like properly in the ditch. It properly like dug into the ground. You can still tell it's a 6.
Kind of.
I was really holding my breath, I was. But that's okay, I'll take it. Broken
I think the rest of it's okay though. It didn't hit and it must have just clipped that.
Yeah.
The Grenadier's alright.
Yeah. Yeah, the trailer always gets the beating. Just gets like dragged through.
Yeah, well it's hard to maintain a line on something this long.
Yeah, that's
Someone else has had some injuries.
Our Grenadier's too new to be looking like that.
Right.
But the middle bit's okay.
When you say the middle bit, like what exactly?
This, like this whole bit just like looked, I was like, I hope that's okay.
I mean, this is solid.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, I can see why there's nobody else here. It's quite a trek out here, but I think it's definitely worth it. And
the Rangers came to check it, or the military border patrol, or I'm not sure exactly what they are. They're in military fatigue, but they came to check on us yesterday at 2 a.m, woke us up, so I surprised them.
Nice morning wake up.
Jumped out the tent in my boxer shorts and they all had a bit of a giggle.
Well, he had his coat on with his boxer shorts. Yeah, they thought that was funny, didn't they? But they had like this house music like blasting, but the kids didn't wake up, so we were happy for that.
But yeah, I think it's a bit unusual to see people like us
with kids. They're like, what are these people doing here? But we like to find places where, you know, not many other people go. This is definitely one of them. So we're pretty stoked about our experience here so far. And we'll see what else happens, you know? We're hoping we might see an ibex or a Marco Polo sheep, but
at the moment it's just
unlikely.
cows. It's pretty wild out here. The weather's quite extreme as well. It reminded us of Kazakhstan winds. So even though campsites might look beautiful from a distance, we have to take a practical approach. But there's a ton of opportunity.
Yeah, I mean, unless you sit in your car the whole time, it's not very much fun camping on hilltops, even though Matt loves to get on top of the hills.
I mean, there's epic view. There's just so much. There's just so many opportunities for just amazing campsites here. The thing is, it tends to be pretty windy into the night, and then it calms down around about midnight or 1 o'clock, and then it's just calm in the morning, and then it picks up again at lunchtime. So I think as long as you know that, you can plan accordingly.
We had finally made it to Sarichat Ertash Nature Reserve. This place is truly in the middle of nowhere. And for good reason, as it holds the largest concentration of snow leopards in the country. The snow leopard plays a significant role in the ecosystem, far beyond its role as a predator. It helps maintain a delicate balance by controlling the populations of animals like ibex, Marco Polo sheep, and marmots. Without the snow leopard, these species could overpopulate, leading to overgrazing and the destruction of vital plant life. This disruption could have a cascading effect, impacting other wildlife, water sources, and even local communities who rely on the land's resources. In essence, the snow leopard isn't just a predator, it's a keystone species, meaning it plays a critical role in maintaining the health and stability of its entire ecosystem, ensuring that plants, animals, and people can thrive. Despite being at the top of the food chain, the snow leopard faces numerous threats in the region, including mining, poaching, habitat loss, and human-wildlife conflict. How do you protect a species that roams across vast areas of up to 1,000 square kilometers in such remote and rugged landscapes? The answer might just surprise you. To find out, we'll be meeting up with Benazir and Kuban from the Snow Leopard Foundation Kyrgyzstan, who are partnered with the Snow Leopard Trust, also known as SLT. But first, we wanted to make it to the small village of Aksharak, the furthest we could go by road in the reserve. Jack's searching for snow leopards. We have made it to the very small village of Aksharak. We're gonna get out and explore a little. We can already see some of the locals coming out, probably wondering what the heck we're doing out in the middle of this area.
I think it's just cool to come to these remote areas because you never quite know what they're going to be like. There's always a satellite dish. I can see one right here, and this is basically base camp for where people come to go and have a look for snow leopards on horseback during the winter. So yeah, should be an interesting place. Who knows what we're about to find?
Maybe nothing at all.
This guy's smiling away.
Bye. So Matt's just using Google Translate.
And it actually works here. Summer as well? Yeah? He said he gets it all year round, Leah.
Wow. Just making some lunch for us all. Not a lot of options. So we have a lot of pasta, beans, rice, and then we actually eat a lot of raw veggies and fruit because usually we're in a rush to cook food because we've been driving all day, or something comes up that's unexpected and we're all just really hungry, or because of the weather. A lot of the time the wind can be an issue, or rain. Yeah, so it's just a really simple diet.
We spent the day with Ernek. He was so good with the kids, and they loved being around him. At this time of year, many of the villagers head towards Isikul Lake, so it was literally just Ernek there, I think he enjoyed the company and sharing a meal with us. He still messages Matt every so often, including the pictures of our time there with him.
Yeah, so we've just been chatting to Ermak. He's one of only 2 people that are still left in the village at this time of year. And he's a herder, and all his animals basically are out there somewhere. This is where he lives, and this is where they keep the animals and their fuel for the winter. As you can imagine, it's remote, it's hard living out here, especially in the winter. A lot of people down this end of the village go to school and they return in a couple of months. And then I was just asking him specifically about the Snow Leopard and the Snow Leopard Foundation. They do a lot of work here. They're trying to help diversify away from herding. He said that there's less and less snow each year, and so obviously the habitat is being decreased, which means the snow leopards come down here, and vice versa. I think, as you can see, like, a lot of the land is overgrazed, so a lot of the livestock start heading up, so there's a conflict. But he did say that snow leopards come down here during the day, during the night, all year round, and they attack the livestock by jumping these fences.
People have lived with snow leopards for generations, but for years this beautiful creature was seen as a threat. Herders lost their animals to the big cat. Livestock is their livelihood, so for the villagers, the solution seemed simple. The snow leopard had to go. But the future of conservation is being reimagined, where it's about creating solutions that work for both nature and the local communities. After all, we are not separate from nature. We are a part of it. It was time to head back into civilization to meet up with Benazir and Kuban. Things were about to get a whole lot sweeter.
Was that fun?
Spanning 12 countries in Asia and over 40 years of work, the Snow Leopard Trust focuses on protecting snow leopards through research, camera traps, and partnerships with local organizations and communities. Here in Kyrgyzstan, the SLT is working directly with Snow Leopard Foundation Kyrgyzstan, who are their local partners on the ground. Using this same model across this vast area, they're helping to secure a future for snow leopards and the local people. Over the next few days, we'd base ourselves here while visiting the neighboring villages to learn more about their community-based efforts. Protecting this endangered species is in some ways more about the people that live alongside them than the actual animals themselves. Livestock herding is deeply embedded in the country's identity, and for many rural families, it is their main source of income. Trying to convince them that they should protect an animal that is a threat to their very survival is a hard sell. Kuban has served as the director of Snow Leopard Foundation Kyrgyzstan for the last 20 years. He explained that gaining the trust and support of local communities can be challenging. but without it you will fail. It's not as simple as just telling them that snow leopards are important. The local people need to see the benefits for themselves. One key benefit is that snow leopards help maintain the health of the ecosystem, which directly impacts the land that farmers and herders rely on. Additionally, ecotourism offers a promising source of income for local communities, while initiatives like predator-proof fences and livestock insurance have successfully reduced human-wildlife conflict. But new challenges are emerging. Rising livestock numbers are leading to overgrazing, where too much vegetation is eaten and the land can't regenerate. And there is possibly even a bigger threat to these communities and the snow leopards, which is the increasingly unpredictable and extreme weather, which makes it harder to sustain both herding practices and conservation efforts. In response, Kuben and his team are working on introducing alternative income streams to reduce the reliance on traditional herding. Some families have been given dehydrators so they can dry fruit more efficiently, and then sell it, especially in winter when it sells at a premium. They're also training people in beekeeping. Not only is honey enjoyed throughout the country, but Kyrgyzstan is also recognized internationally, and the demand for it continues to increase. In Sarichat, the women make traditional felt rugs and crafts that are sold worldwide throughout the SLT network. And we learned about the more innovative ideas Kuben has decided to have a go at.
Look at Mummy a little bit.
This is the best place to celebrate Barry's birthday.
Come on, model, we need to actually drive.
To the candy stand. Scout, which cakes do they have?
My database says
Left
they
a bit,
have strawberry cake.
left. We spent the morning going around all sorts of different interventions and initiatives that they've introduced here in Kyrgyzstan. And we're currently on quite wet grassland heading out to see the European bulls that they've introduced. So they've bought 3 one-year-old bulls, and the idea is that they'll mate with the local breed and create much larger cows, thus reducing the need to have a huge number of livestock, because the meat production levels should be the same with fewer number of cows. And it's just nice going out with Kuben, the director here, and see him getting almost childlike excitement, seeing that they're starting to breed already, and the bull attempted to breed, not Kuben attempted to breed, with 3 of the local females already. So it's exciting to be at this stage of a conservation project where they're kind of experimenting with various different initiatives. They don't really know what's going to go well or what isn't, but
Mummy, you love filming, don't you?
But yeah, they know that some things are going to be a success and some are going to be a failure, and the ones that are a success they'll scale, and the ones that are a failure they'll knock on the head and accept that it just didn't work, and that's the name of the game.
While we wait for the bowl, we're just snacking on the dried apricot that we got from the dehydrator and the fruit leather that we got yesterday. And then we have these dried cheese balls. So when they make the butter or ghee, the leftovers, they use that to make these. So it kind of has like a obviously cheesy but kind of sour taste. I really like it. But I think I'm the only one in the family. Obviously the locals love it. And Kuben was telling us that the herders that live up in the high mountains, they eat a lot of these, and their teeth are just like pristine. They don't have any teeth issues. So yeah, I really like them. I would love to have these around for a little snack. Oh wow, that's the bull.
But now this is bigger. He's saying enough.
He's got a lot of testosterone.
He's getting enough or not enough.
We also learned about Kyrgyzstan's first micro reserve, created and still managed by locals. Batir, who runs the Yachir camp where we stayed, played a key role in its establishment. Since its inception, snow leopard and ibex populations have been growing within the reserve.
Эми илбирстер жоголуп кетсе жаратылыштын чоң аксаган жагы элестетем да. Анткени баардык нерсе бири-бирине байланган да. Бир нерсе жок болуп калса ал жерде чоң бир жоготуу болот да.
As we wrapped up this journey, it's clear that protecting the snow leopard isn't just about saving a species. It's about building a resilient future for both wildlife and the people who live alongside them. The local community must be involved. Kuban and his team's efforts are proof that conservation isn't a one-size-fits-all solution. It's about understanding the unique challenges faced by each community and finding ways to help them thrive while preserving the environment. Join us next time for a dramatic ending in part 3 of the series. If you'd like to learn more, head over to the Snow Leopard Trust website for more information. We really enjoyed their Living with the Snow Leopard series. It's amazing. You can find it here on YouTube. Links are in the description.